Last night momentarily brought me flashbacks to that January 2015 game against the Sacramento Kings when Klay Thompson went off for 37 points in a quarter. He was red hot in the first half, draining 6 consecutive threes at one point, as the Warriors kept finding his hot hand. Let me break down some of the off-ball movement that got him these open looks. Klay started the night off with a great individual play, so you know he's looking for a shot. Here on the weak side, there's some off-ball action for Steph and Moody to get open off of Looney screens, but Klay completely ignores that and drives left on his old buddy Harrison Barnes. Halliburton stays a strong side on Wiggins, and Klay jump stops into a mid-range bank shot. Off a made bucket, you have two Kings trailing this far, and this is just not good defense. Steph tosses it to Klay, who is technically Harkless' man, but Jones picks him up far too low and Klay pulls up for a three. You have to know your personnel if you're the Kings. This is a brilliant pass and a defensive collapse by the Kings. Here Steph is almost cornered and Klay gets out of the way by going to the opposite baseline. I'm not sure if Harkless was deciding to switch or not here, but both Kings stick to Steph and try to trap him. Barnes points to Mitchell here and correctly rotates down to the big man, while Mitchell switches with him and goes out to Wiggins. But Steph fires a brilliant pass when Jones isn't looking across the baseline right to Klay. Late closeout by Mitchell and splash. I think the fact Damian Jones took 2 double takes to realize he needs to close out to Klay Thompson is kind of funny, especially with the pass flying by his head without his knowledge. Another example of bad Kings defense when Steph tosses to Klay, who is picked up by Harkless. JT sets a high pick with his man Metu dropping way too low. Klay steps in rhythm and hits another 3. He's feeling it by now. This is off a Kings made basket, by the way. I'm not sure if this is bad game plan by the Kings coaching staff or just lack of awareness by the players. Harkless picks up Steph here and forces him to his left. Metu for some reason leaves Klay alone to shade the baseline, which leaves Holmes rotating to JTA and the low man Davion Mitchell to 2 Warriors. Kuminga sees this and brilliant sets a back screen. Steph fires another ridiculous one-handed pass across to Klay for another 3. Points off turnovers is key, so defense turns into offense. Harkless tries to take this mismatch down low and gets doubled and loses the ball. If you're the Kings, you should know exactly what's coming. Steph throws another pass ahead to Klay and Mitchell picks him up well. At this point, Klay is just unconscious and simply sidesteps into a 3, fading to his left. Absolutely nothing you can do about that if you're the Kings. 6 for 6 from the field and a mean face to go with it. Few minutes into the second quarter, you can see Hield picking Klay up, but the Kings decide to switch off-ball screens. Poole then sets another back screen for Klay and Harkless points to Halliburton, who does not get the memo. Halliburton realizes a second too late for Jones to help him, but Kuminga is starting to get the off-ball movement as well and sets a solid baseline screen. Another open 3 and a massive defensive collapse by the Kings. You would think they would have learned by now. Klay had a decently quiet second half because he's still on his minutes restriction. This might be my favorite play of the night as defense turns into offense once again. Davion Mitchell was the only King cooking last night and the Dubs finally decide to double on screens. Here Jones sets a pick and the Dubs ice this to the sideline, then immediately blitz the ball handler. Hield is open, but Klay plays the passing lane well, and this is just unbelievable. 1-on-2 fast break with no other Warriors past half court yet, and he pulls up from 3 with a decent contest from behind. Unreal. Well, there you have it guys, a relatively easy win as the Kings trailed from the first quarter and never really got too threatening. Klay Thompson was straight heat as he drained 7 threes and scored 23 points on 11 shots in just 23 minutes. Talk about efficiency. I want to see him keep hunting for his shots only when he's hot and not forcing it too much so he can get a better rhythm and build that unconsciousness we are all used to seeing. It's been years since we've seen a Klay shootout, and last night's performance brought back memories of that January 2015 night when he had an NBA record 37 points in a quarter against none other than the Sacramento Kings. Love to see the Warriors start off the weekend well, and hope you guys like this breakdown and subscribe if you want to see more. See you guys next week.